How are you, boys? Welcome to the HFD Footy podcast. How are you guys? King of the North, how are you?
Good, buddy. How you going? How are you, Johnny G?
I'm sad, man. I remember a time when, me and Chris were normally happy, and you were always sad. And now it's
Reversed.
I remember the time too. Yeah,
you're happy.
I'm the only winner. I'm the only winner in the box tonight.
And then me and Chris are sad.
We are sad. But hey, Fortina, how are you? I hope you're okay. My she's in hospital at the moment, so hope you're feeling better.
What? What's happening, Fortina?
It was just a procedure she had today, so she's okay.
Okay. Didn't get hit by a car or anything.
Speedy recovery, Fortina.
Hope you're alright, Fortina. But guys, welcome to the show.
Yep.
Welcome to the show. It's good to see Johnny G back in the AFL podcast. We did have
shout out to Johnny Carlton who filled in for me last week. I heard he did a good job.
He did a good job.
Yeah.
And, it was good. It was a good week. Shannon Humphreys, g'day. How you going? Welcome everybody in the chat. Welcome everybody in the chat. JJ Masters, stay hunky, saying. But guys, if you're brand new to the show, make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'm all good, guys. Just sitting in the hospital drinking cordial. There you go. So.
Cordial.
All good.
JJ Masters has got us streaming in the stereo as well. He's got it on the phone and on the telly. So look at it. Look out.
There you go. Yeah, I got it behind me too. Look.
You got it on the telly as well.
There you go. Well, anyway, guys.
King of the horse right on the top there is the king.
Ivan.
G'day, Just. G'day, Ivan.
Welcome. Guys, what a
GT23. Good evening. How you going? Did you mention GT?
I haven't seen him. Where is he?
He's in there.
GT's wild.
Just above JJ.
Unstable internet connection.
You're
unstable.
Yeah, I saw him. Anyway,
it says you're unstable.
I'm unstable.
He's the robot. But anyway, guys, what a weekend of footy it was. Round 19. I reckon one of the best rounds of footy we've seen in maybe a long time. Like I think there's a lot of close games, a lot of big games, and we witnessed a few of them. Well, I witnessed one at the ground. It was a crazy week. How'd you guys see the round so far?
Yeah, look, crazy week of football. Obviously, I'll get into my Crow boys down the track, but finals around the corner, and it's like a seesaw event on the table, and it's been a good round of footy, and very exciting stuff.
King of the North, do you have the same sentiment?
Yes, sensational games of footy. We were expecting a bit of a bloodbath yesterday, but ended up being a cracker in the end. So that was good. Sydney, lots of Richmond, all of them. So and then the big one was massive. So massive games of footy, massive watch-alongs as well. We got 3 watch-alongs in as well, so that was good.
Actually 4.
And good support from the watchers and everything. So it was a good weekend.
I'd like to give a big shout out to Dougie for filling in on the watch-alongs.
Yeah,
she did a good job, really good job with
He did. Now, Shannon's just saying, I'm in the Discord server and waiting. What does that mean?
Waiting for what? What are you waiting for?
I'm not sure. What are you doing, Shannon? Explain.
Fortina reckons, what kind of round of footy was that? And she's got a poo face there. So, JJ, the Tigers come back. Yeah, I know, trying to get gold medal in swimming. Okay, Pies really made my night. Ivan is happy the Pies won. I'm not, but we'll talk about that. Guys, look, I'm going to put this up because it's not just for me. It's not just for Johnny, but it's for me too. It's pretty much how I felt after the game. So we'll put it up. Pretty much, this guy is how I feel. Yeah, that's how I feel. It is. I haven't got a Port fan saying it, so I've got to find someone Port to say it. But,
thanks, Shannon, for joining.
But guys, look. I don't know. Do you want to start with the Port game? We can start with the Port game.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right.
the Port Collingwood game probably was the biggest game of the round. The top two teams going at it. I found a killer picture that embodies this whole game, so I'll show you now. As you can see, guys,
look at the screen for this.
You've got Buddy, you got Nick Dacos, and you got Zach Butters on the ladder going for the money in the bank.
Far out.
And it's called 4 points in the bank. So it's got the Adelaide Oval, it's got Kenny, it's got Craig McRae down the bottom, and there. That's pretty much what it was. That's
sensational,
isn't it?
Yeah, well done.
Yeah. No, it was good. So, look, guys, it was a crazy game. Port Adelaide 12-11, 83, 13-7, 85 to the Pies. A 2-point margin. Collingwood get the chocolates. What can I say, guys? I mean, I was at the ground. I was watching it live on the ground. And, used to winning like this year. So used to winning and winning the close ones. And to lose by 2 points was devastating, especially against Collingwood, the best team in the competition right now. But, yeah, it was a game of moments. I don't know if you guys watched it, but it was a game of moments. We just did not take our chances when we had them, especially in that third quarter. I think for a team like Collingwood, if you are going to beat them, you got to take your chances, because if you give them a little sniff like we did, then they take it, and they know how to win the close games. They're a team that plays and looks at the scoreboard and just goes, and when they get their chance, they don't miss. So Jamie Elliott's clutch goal at the end, I mean, right on the boundary to kick, they were saying that that's a 1 in 4 chances of hitting that shot. So to hit that shot from the boundary, Jamie Elliott is a star. He is a star, and he's hard to stop. Hard to stop. When he's playing like that, Mackenzie did well on him, but there was just moments, man. Yeah, look, congratulations to Collingwood. They were amazing. But look, I'll tell you a few moments. You had Kane Farrell. There was three things with Kane Farrell. I love the guy. I think he played a good game. But in the last quarter, he took out Nick Dacos around the neck, gave a free kick, scored a goal. Then they were running in the back 50. He was the first one to the ball near the boundary. He could have gone to the point. He could have gone behind the goals, gave away a point, but he brushed it over the boundary line, deliberate. It was like I was watching the 2020 prelim when Hartlett did it, and we copped a goal. So we copped a goal there, and then about a minute to go, he's got a chance to mark it. He goes to mark it, side bottom, just gets like a fingernail or like a nudge in. He drops the mark. I mean, he was 45 out. He would have definitely been able to hit to make the distance. It's a big kick. Like moments like that. I'm not saying that's the reason we lost, but moments like that, they cost you a little bit in the end. So look, I thought Rosie played well. I thought Butters. I thought we nullified Dacos for at least a good 3 quarters, especially the first half. I thought Willem Drew locked him down, was on him like a hot rash all game. He only had 11 disposals up to halftime, Nick Dacos. So big credit to Willem Drew for doing that. I'm not sure what happened in the fourth quarter. They went for the win. I think Port Adelaide, they didn't, and they took away the tag off Dacos, and he got a bit loose. I'm not sure if that was the right call from Kenny, and who knows why they did it. But it is what it is. And but yeah, Willem Drew played amazing on him. So, and another thing I'll say is Port Adelaide. If there's a blueprint how to beat Collingwood, I mean the Crows did it as well, but Port Adelaide. You got to stop their transition. if you can stop their transition like we did, especially in that third quarter, and we locked them in. If you can lock them in, you can score. You've got to be able to score though. You can beat them. You just got to stop that transition game from the back half. Once they get that transition game going, they're very hard to stop. So, but look, it was probably the game of the year for me. I think it was exciting. It was really disappointing. But don't worry, mate. We'll see you guys in September. I'm telling you now. We'll see you in September. I hope we can finish top 2. I'm hoping got a few tough games coming up. But, this week's another tough game. Huge game. And I'm excited. Boys, I've rattled on for a bit here because I love my team. And one thing before we go. I will sum it up the way I see it, all right? One more summary. It was like 2 heavyweights going toe-to-toe. That's what it was like, right? And one would get the advantage and the other one would get the advantage. And then, it was like it's a big battle. And the crowd was crazy. Like, it was so loud. I loved every minute of it. Yeah, we lost, but the atmosphere, the game was unreal. So credit to Collingwood again. We'll get you. Don't worry. You beat us twice now. 3, I don't know. Can you beat us 3 times? I don't know. But you guys are going to be hard to beat at the MCG, I'll tell you that. But, guys, did you guys watch the game? I know the King did. Johnny G, guys, give us your thoughts on the game and what you thought of
it. King and North can go first. I did the watch-along.
Oh, okay. So we did the watch-along, had everybody in watching along with us. Thanks for everybody who jumped in the chat. Just two heavyweights of the competition going toe-to-toe and just a sensational game. And just those few little mistakes was the only thing that got Collingwood over the line. Bit of a controversy at the end with the kick at the end, but who knows? Just a really great game all the way through every quarter. Thought Port was going to get it in that third quarter and then go on with it, but they just managed to find something in that last quarter all year long, and they did it again. So, just a sensational game. Commiserations to Chris C and Fortina for the loss, but you deserve your second place spot. You can take it to Collingwood and any other team in the competition. So, and look forward to knocking over the Crows in the Derby next week.
You had to sneak that one in, didn't you?
Hey, I don't know. We'll try.
Look, the boys summed it up pretty good, the game. Collingwood, look, they've done it again last quarter. Come back, give them a sniff. They'll take a mile, and look, Port, it could have gone either way that game, really. There was moments, like Chris mentioned. I bet, I would have liked to hear the crowd. That would have been a good crowd. I've seen some TikToks of them parading after the game. There's a huge crowd outside the ground. It would have been good to see. Look, Nick Dacos, Drew did a great job on him, but they just couldn't hold him down forever. I think he got about 15, 16 tackles, Drew, but, Dacos still proved to be like a match winner. Look, Collingwood, I feel Port's pain because Collingwood's done it twice now to the Crows, and, it was one of those games where I didn't want either team to win. But look, if those two make the grand final, it should be a good game. Look, well done for Port. They put a good effort in. They've lost 2 in a row now. Don't know what that's going to do to their mindset, but Collingwood are flying, and both will be making top 4 and top 2 even, so they'll both be in the finals.
Well, basically, like, we're coming. We got out of all the top 4 sides, we probably got one of the hardest draws coming up. We got the Crows. Showdown's always hard to win. And you got Geelong at Geelong. Then you got GWS. No one can even score against them. So we got if we want to keep that top two, we have to win. Showdown is a must-win game for Port Adelaide. Must win if they want to keep that top two, because you don't want to be going to play Brisbane at the Gabba. I'm telling you now, that's a hard road trip. They haven't lost there this year, so they've got a tough run, and yeah. So at the end of the day, if we can keep our list healthy, it's going to go a long way. Now, if we don't keep our list healthy, I don't think the only problem with that is I think our depth is not good enough to cover some of the losses. Like you saw what happened against Carlton, but just not our depth is not good enough yet to challenge. So I think we need every player fit, and that's the hard thing. So could bite us in the ass. I'm not sure. Depends how fit we are and how we go. But look, it's still 5 more games. I reckon we have to win at least 3 of those games to make top 2. So,
any report on Charlie's knee?
No, he's all right. He's still all right. He's just he's a banged up beast, mate. That's what he is. He's just banged up, and he's he's struggling, the poor guy. But he'll be all right. You got Willie Rioli Willie Rioli's got suspended for 2 games. He struck Murphy. I don't know if you guys saw the. Hey,
just on that, was he mouthing off to someone, or what was he? So there was a picture of Rioli.
No, so
I don't know, saying some stuff.
There's 2 things. So first of all, I'll tell you that he hit someone. He hit Murphy, and he's got 2-week suspension, which I think because he was low impact, I reckon they're going to challenge it, and he probably only get 1 week. And the other thing was there was a bit of racial vilifying of him online. I think it was. There was these assholes that racially abused him, and
companies were putting their from Instagram were doing it. The company name was there.
I'm not sure the whole story. I haven't read about it, but he was getting racially abused. So that was as well. So look, I don't condone racism, and whoever does it, if anyone ever did it in the chat, they're gone. I don't accept it at all. So to hear those comments still far out, mate, just get over it. Stop the bullshit, and have respect for each other. What the heck's going on? It's a game. Why are you getting so upset over a game? Relax. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. But anyway, yeah. So that was those 2 things. So he's look. I thought Junior. He played not Junior. Willie. Sorry, his name's Willie now. Willie's game. Rioli's game was exceptional. I thought he played really well. I reckon it wasn't one of his best games he played for us. Just his attack on the ball, the contest, he was great. So, I thought it was good. But unfortunately, he's going to be out for the showdown. But we do have, I think, Narkle to come back in. I reckon he could be a good replacement. So he's not a massive loss, but what I saw against the Magpies, the way he played against Collingwood, it would have been nice to have him this week. But it's what it is. You can't do much. See you, JJ. Take it easy, mate. It is what it is, guys. But big game this week. Collingwood, as I said, Collingwood are just too good. And big game for Collingwood this week against Carlton. Can't wait to see that one. It's going to be an interesting game. But so both, you reckon we still make top 2, or reckon we're going to slide?
Look, I'm going to say yes for now. But if you lose the showdown, I think you're slipping.
Yeah, we must win. It's a must win for Port. So, yeah.
Yep,
I agree.
Top 2 for me.
I agree. Anyway,
because Brisbane are looking good right now.
Yeah, Brisbane looking good, and they got a good percentage, and they got a lot easier run home. So, it's going to be a lot tougher for us. But yeah, it's funny. You lose those games by that much, and it's the difference between 2nd, 3rd, 4th. You know what I mean? And having a home final is so important. So, yeah.
100%.
So, guys, what a game. Loved it. Go to Power. And but look, we'll move on. We'll move on to the next game. And we'll go the Crows. We'll go the Crows. We did watch it yesterday. They played at the MCG. It was 14-13-97 to 13-15-93. The Crows came back with a wet sail. Johnny G, what happened? We thought you guys were going to actually steal it at the end.
Oh, man, I think it just sums up the Crows' whole year. I think this whole year is a season of you can just say, what if? You know what I mean? So many winnable games we've got in the last quarter. So many games we've thrown away. It's unbelievable. It almost, if we won those almost games, would have been cemented in the top 4. But it is what it is. The young lads are still learning. I think the umpires were disgraced. The free kick count was way in Melbourne's favour. And I've seen some clips of Melbourne getting these free kicks that were there should have been a free kick to us, but somehow they got the free kick.
Oh my God. I sasaw that one where he got hipped and shouldered. He got hip and shouldered.
Yeah,
and
Viney got the free kick.
Viney. I was like, what?
It's just, it happens to look, I won't say just the Crows, but it happens to a lot of interstate teams playing Melbourne teams at the MCG. It is what it is. Look, I'm proud of the boys. A lot of people thought Melbourne should have smashed us. We could have won it in the end. We came back, like you said, we came thundering down. And look, proud of the boys' efforts. I probably think I did say a couple of weeks ago that this season is probably over for us. Even though we still mathematically have a chance, I still think it's over for us, even if we beat Port. Look, I think this is a good season for the Crows that we can build on for next year. A lot of our youngsters getting more games under their belt. But yeah, man, look, Melbourne, they just had that little bit more quality at the end just to beat us. So we had no Laird, and Matty Crouch came in, and Matty Crouch actually did a decent job. Obviously Dawson played all right. It wasn't one of his quiet games, actually. He only got about 23 touches.
Yeah.
Rankin is a big issue. I'm not sure. I haven't heard, but I think he did his hammy. So that's going to be a big loss against Port for the showdown.
Yeah, huge.
So we're not sure if Rory Laird's coming back with the shoulder. So, I mean, if we don't have Laird or Rankin in the showdown, I mean, that's going to be really, really tough. So, yeah, look, it was a great game of footy. I was on the edge of my seat in that last quarter. Look, we lost by, I think, 4 points in the end. Look, well done to Melbourne. They're going to probably be a top 4 side. And unfortunately, Crows, maybe next year.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. King of North, he watched the game. What do you think, man?
Yeah, we did the watch along, and it was the crowd was poor. The first couple of quarters were a bit boring, and we thought it was just going to be. We just didn't know what the Crows were doing, so Melbourne were just staying on top of them, and they were just spilling the ball and everything. But then they've come back in the second quarter, made a game of it, and ended up being exciting in the end. They just gave it away too early. So good learning experience, as Johnny says, and better next year. But I think that's pretty much they're not going in the top 8 now. It's just possibly they are, because if you win all your games still, you've got the best percentage out of all the teams.
Yeah.
So if you're fighting for the top 8 spot, then
we have to beat Port, and the only other hard game after that is Brisbane away, and the rest is, I think, West Coast and Gold Coast at home and Sydney at home.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look,
that still could be possible.
It's far-fetched, but you'd have to beat Port, and then you'd have to win at least all the rest of them except for maybe Brisbane.
That's it. Yeah. But it was a good game in the end, and turned out to be another good finish, like the rest of the weekend was. So bad luck to the Crows, and Melbourne marches on. They stick in that top 4 position, I think. So they're pretty well locked that in now.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, look, for me, guys, losing Rochelle last week, and you're going to lose him again next week. That's another player you're losing.
I forgot.
Yeah, so losing him is, and ranking going down as well. Look, I think with the players that you had on the park, I think to come back the way you did was great. I think the way you guys, came back, you were out on your feet that whole time. And I don't know, like you hear about, you listen to the commentary in over in Melbourne, and they're like frothing over Melbourne. And I just think I thought Melbourne were ordinary yesterday. I thought they weren't as good as.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were that great. I think, if you had your full best team, if the Crows had their full best team, I reckon you probably would have got over the line. So, it's like you just hear some of the comments, like from
sort of points.
Yeah, like I don't know. I haven't rated them that highly this year. Yes, they had a killer game against Brisbane last week, but they were down a lot of that game. They just came back in their last 20 minutes and good. Like they are a good team, and they got some good players. But I don't know. There's something about them. I don't know. I don't think I don't know. There's something wrong. But yeah, look, you guys lost a lot of close games. And do you feel, Johnny, let me ask you, do you feel that it's a wasted year, or do you think that is where you should be? Like, do you think that...
I think it's 50-50 from what you said. I think it is a bit like a wasted, and I think it is a bit of experience year. Like the amount of youngsters, like our backman's first year player, Rochelle's of a second year, Pedler's really having his first year this year. It's just the youngsters that, Jones and Saligo, they're only 2-3 years in, you know what I mean? So it's, if we recruit well and we keep our list and stuff like that, and we get a good draft pick in, I think the Crows, will springboard again. So I think it is a little bit of a waste year just because of the games we did throw away. If we had lost all these games by, 20, 30 points and we didn't look like winning at all, like the 2 GWS games, we threw them away. We threw away the 2 Collingwood games. We could have won this one. There has been more. We're winning by Gold Coast by about 30 points, end up losing about 30 points.
Crows for the
just can't remember. There's more games, man. And, we just it's a year of what ifs, and what ifs isn't good enough. And if you can't be consistent, you can't win away from home. Probably we don't deserve to be in the finals.
The other thing that I'd be concerned about too, Tex Walker is not getting any younger, so a final appearance for him, like to get to the finals this year, would have been special, I think. Look. There's still a mathematical chance to make it. Okay, so don't count yourself out yet. You could still make it, and just need things to go your way. But like you're losing those players. Yes, it's going to be tough next week against Port Adelaide. Especially if you lost Rory Laird, Rankin, and Rochelle's out. So a lot of your boys are going to have to step up. Especially,
it's going to be really. I think it's going to be a tight match between Crows and Port. I think because Port, they're coming off 2 losses. They look beaten up at the end of that Collingwood game. Honestly, those bodies of Port, they went through the ringer in that game. So
we did. We'll see how we go. It's going to be. It's going
to be a good game. It's going to go 50-50. I betcha.
And what do you make of Rory Sloane, Johnny? Is he coming to near the end, or has he just slowed down too much?
Yeah, I don't think he's got the value of like Tex Walker as our experienced player. I think Sloaney, I think he's on his last year contract this year, so they haven't really talked about extending it yet. So I'm not sure if he'll get an extension or not. Matty Nix does like to push out these older players out pretty quick. Sloaney, not sure. It could be his last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Tex Walker as well. Like as I said, like how many more years does he have? Like the body could get banged up pretty. You can get at this time of year, like you get banged up. He's a lot. He's a big. Like he scores a lot for you guys. So if you lose,
we are possibly getting a great key forward in the draft as a father-son rule this year.
Who's that?
Is it Welsh? Scott Welsh's son or something like that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he's a gun. He's a gun.
Yeah, I know, but they take a while to develop these swords there. So yeah,
you need to get some bullets in the gun before they fire.
You can't replace Taylor Walker, man. It's hard to replace that. So
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like for me, I think you guys had the chance to make the finals with Taylor Walker. He's like playing so well. It's just like not a shame because I can't stand the Crows, but I think it's a missed year just because you were so close in a lot of these games. You could have won. You could have been like
I think he's going to go on.
What?
He'll go on another. He's going to go on a couple more years, but I think next year he's still going to be pretty, pretty important to us.
Yeah, he's very important. So, but look. Are the Crows making the finals, guys? Come on, give us your honest answers.
No.
Yeah,
I don't think so either. But Melbourne, are they going to stay top 4? Do you reckon?
Yep.
Or stay fourth? Yep. They could go third, really, if we capitulate. So, that'll be interesting to see what happens there. But guys, next game. We'll go to the next one. I can't be bothered talking about Melbourne. It pissed me off. Unless you guys want to.
That's all right.
It's all good.
Carlton versus West Coast. We did a watch along for this one. 21-14, 140 to 10-9, 69 Hess Coast. Bit of a slacking, especially in that first half. Where, the Blues showed why they have improved, and without a lot of their star players. With a lot of their star players out, they got the job done, especially in that first half. They smashed them. Kudos to the West Coast Eagles for giving it a bit of a fight in the second half. But, Blues look good. And I've got a big graphic here for Big Charlie Curnow. Kicked 10 goals. I don't know if you guys can see that.
10 goals. Well done, Charlie.
I don't know if you guys can see that graphic, but, scored 10 goals. He is leading the Coleman as we speak. We will talk about the Coleman later on, but
winning the Coleman, you should say.
Winning the Coleman. Well, yeah. Look, I think if he keeps kicking at least 5 to 6 goals in the next few games, I think he'll definitely win it. So, but we'll see what happens. Tex is playing West Coast in the last game, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But guys, what do you guys think of the game? Carlton did what they had to do, and they did cop an injury. Walsh goes out for about 4 to 5 weeks, a bad hammy, which is unfortunate. This time of the season, you don't want to be doing a hammy against West Coast. They got a massive game next week against the Pies. Really bad time to lose Walsh. He generates so much drive in that midfield for them, and to lose him is huge. So they're gonna. I think they could struggle without Walsh there.
Yeah, I think it was good to see they're getting a bit of cohesion into the side now. They've got Harry out still, so they haven't got a second forward up there. So Charlie's doing a lot of the work. The little blokes are doing well as well, kicking some goals as well. But at least they're finding a target now, and they're not turning the ball over as much, which is good.
Yeah.
It just was a good win against West Coast. They sort of put the brakes on at halftime because they got far enough ahead, and and sort of took it a bit easier in the second half. But this week's going to be a bit of a challenge. Is going to be a big challenge on Friday night. We'll see how they go. But hopefully you guys beat Collingwood up enough for us to give them a toweling up. So let's see. But good effort by the boys, and they had a good win, and good to see they're starting to put some put some stuff together and not just kicking it anywhere and turning it over all game. So good on Carlton. Top 8, get themselves into the top 8 now. So if they can string a few wins together, I think you see a few teams falling out of the 8, and hopefully we can get one of those top 8 spots.
Yeah. No, you guys playing well, and if you guys bring that intensity and that kind of game style against Collingwood, I think you're going to push them. I think you'll push them. I'm not sure if you win, but definitely will push them. So, Charlie Curnow, amazing, and even Tom De Koning was great. Mitch McGovern was doing really. He was intercepting a lot of their forward entries, the ones that West Coast had. And they did it without Cripps. They did it without Chera. There's a few other players out as well. I think Sard, he's looking good. He looked like he was injured last week. And
he was good this week. He was really good this week. And Hurd for West Coast was good. Quite a number of the West Coast players were pretty good. They tried their hardest, but at least it wasn't just cone running around cones. So they are trying to do their best. A couple of the older players, one or two of the older players got a bit of niggly injury, so that's not going to be great. But it's West Coast. West Coast is West Coast. They just have to slowly rebuild.
Yeah, that's what I think. Johnny G, what do you think? Did you watch this game?
No, I didn't. But I do think Silvani actually got injured as well in that game. I'm not too sure. He got subbed. He was the first one to be subbed off in the first quarter, so not sure what happened to Silvani. Easy 4 points for Carlton, and congratulations to Charlie for the 10 goals.
Yeah, big effort.
Ivan says Carlton, yes, they can do great against the Pies if they can somehow play again like they did against Port the other week. Now, look, Port. When Port played Carlton, we had a lot of outs. So the team that played,
that wasn't
the team that played on the weekend against the Pies wasn't the same team that played Carlton. So
no.
It was different dynamics, totally different dynamics. I'm not saying that our best team could have beat Carlton that day because they were on fire, but I think this week, Carlton's real test is this week. So
it is.
Yeah, and without Walsh in the middle, I know they're going to bring Chera back. They'll bring Cripps back. But it's a real test. I think
Port was terrible that game, Ivan. They with 7 out, they just didn't have anything, and it was a bit of a cakewalk for Carlton. So it's not the same Port side. It was like playing the B grade side, to be honest.
Yeah, and another thing I'll say about Carlton, one more thing. Curnow looks a lot more comfortable without Harry Mackay there. I don't know why.
He does. I agree with that.
Yeah, he just looks like I don't know, he's got more space. I don't know what it is. He just looks more settled. I don't know why. So is that?
No, I thought that myself as well. I hate to say it, but they're playing better without him.
Yeah.
To be honest.
No, Ivan, no worries, man. No, we value your opinion, Ivan.
All good.
It's all good. Don't worry. It's all good.
All good. I was just at the game, and I do like Port as well, and it was just a bit disappointing to see such a poor performance from Port on that night when I was at the game, and I would have liked Port to take it up to Carlton more so on that night, but it just wasn't to be. So yeah.
They were resting players. It's like they were resting players that they were looking at Collingwood. They were going for that game.
Oh, they were.
And you could see, man.
And rightly so as well.
Yeah, they
rightly
were on,
so.
Man. They were like, we can afford to lose one. Let's go out and kill Collingwood. But Collingwood's a hard beast to kill, man. They're a hard beast to kill.
It is. Anyway, they are.
Anyway, is Carlton making finals, gents? Are we looking at a finals berth for Carlton? I think we are. I
need to look at the ladder again. I've forgotten the ladder, but I'll say yes.
Yeah.
Well, they're ninth at the moment.
I'm worried about Richmond, and I think that GWS and Essendon might be able to win enough games to stay in there as well. So it's going to be really tight at the end.
Hey, Zakal, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Zakal, how you going, buddy?
Yeah, no, I reckon they make it. I reckon they make it, King. I reckon they're going to make it.
Yeah. I hope they do. Yeah, I hope they do make it top 8. But let's see what the Richmond Tigers done. They stole one out of the bag, and so they managed to do that. So let's see.
And Hess Coast are still Hess Coast. They got a massive game against the North Melbourne Kangaroos coming up, so it's going to be very
huge.
Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, guys. All right. Well, good luck this week, King of the North, to you. One more thing. If Carlton beat Collingwood, lids off, they're going to the finals. Lids off.
G'day, Ed. How you going? Welcome to the chat.
Toby Crook goes, as Carlton supporters, we need to take it one wicket at a time. Yeah, I agree, Toby. Do you think North will bounce back next season? And what exactly are they struggling? It has been 3 bottom seasons. Well,
they just haven't got any players. They haven't got any players. They're just terrible.
Well,
I don't know.
Johnny Carlton last week said that North Melbourne's core players are better than Hawthorn's core players. Now,
I don't agree with that.
I think there are some good players like Larkey and Sheasel, and there's some good players there are some good players in North. I just don't think they've got the right coaching at the moment, and they've been all over the place with Clarko and this and that. I think next year, another pre-season into them, I think they're going to be in good stead, and they're going to get some good draft picks as well. So, look, it just takes time, man. These teams sometimes, things happen, and just North Melbourne's just been down the bottom for a long time. I know it's hard, but
they have been.
Man. But look, they might.
If you're a Kangaroo supporter, geez.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Like look at Johnny G. Crows were on the bottom for 3 years now, 4 years, and now they've come good. You don't see that with North Melbourne. You just don't. You know what I mean? You're always waiting for it. You don't see that. So, yeah. Anyway, look, we'll go to the next game, which was Friday night. We did a watch along for this one. Johnny G's second team.
We did so many watch-alongs.
This is Johnny G's second team.
When did I get this second team status from?
Ask KP, he'll tell you.
KP tells us, man.
He loves the Bulldogs. He loves the Bulldogs, doesn't he, KP?
I was going for the Bombers in this game.
Oh, no.
I was going for Bombers too, but 7-7-49 to 13-12-90, the Bulldogs. It was a big win to the Bulldogs. Essendon did get the jump on them in that first quarter, but Bulldogs just had 3 really good quarters, and it wasn't the best game to watch. It wasn't like watching Port and Collingwood. It was like meh game, you know what I mean? So Bontempelli probably best on ground, and Waitman was good. I can't stand him, but he was good.
Yeah, you love him. You love him now.
It's the dogs. I mean, they're up and down. You don't know what you're going to get with the dogs. They got some.
That's true.
They got some good players. I think the defense is a big problem for them, but up forward they do have some guns, and their midfield speaks for itself, really. So, what do you think of this one, guys? Did you guys watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. Bulldogs were the better team on the night. Like you said, they got some good players, especially in the forward line. They got some young talent really emerging. Waitman's really good. Hugo Hagen's stepping up and becoming the player everyone thought he would become. Obviously got Norton down there, so they've got a decent forward line now, the Doggies. I remember, was it last year, you were saying, who Bulldogs really got up front, you know what I mean? They look pretty weak up front. So looks like they've addressed that problem. So with the mixture of good midfield and a forward line for Bulldogs, they are a threat. But yeah, as you mentioned, the defence is a bit of worry there. Essendon, you know what I mean? It sort of pisses me off. When they played against the Crows, they look like absolute world beaters. Like, man, this team's like unbelievable. Yeah. Straight after the Crows, they get smashed by Geelong, you get smashed by the Doggies. No worries, man. Just play your pants off against the Crows and then move on.
That's it.
But the Doggies, I think that win there is really cementing their top 8 aspirations, and I think Essendon has still got a pretty easy run home. So I think the warning, the alarm bell shouldn't be ringing yet for the Bombers fans. I think they've got a easier run home than most, so I think they will get enough wins there to make the top 8.
I think they've only got to win 3 of the next 5, so they should be able to do that.
And they're playing at Marvel majority of the time against North.
Okay, so Ivan says, is there any players going out for the Pies with injuries against the Blues? Not sure.
Yeah, that's what I was asking too, Ivan.
Pies? I'm not sure about the Pies.
No, I think they're pretty healthy.
Yeah.
I think Darcy Cameron, the ruckman, complained a little bit, but I think he's all right.
Yeah.
I know Buckley did a hammy on the weekend. That's no good for the Pies.
He did too. What a legend. I love Buckley. Do you reckon Dogs will surprise? This is Ed Vogel. I hope I'm saying it right. Do you reckon Dogs will be the surprise grand final contender this season? Do they have what it takes to win the flag again? And exactly what could go wrong? Red flags for the Dogs. I can't read that last bit. Red flags for the Dogs for the rest of the season.
Rest of the season.
I reckon. I don't think they're good enough to make. I don't think they're good enough to make grand final unless everything goes right. And I think their defense is a big Achilles heel. You can just tell they're not. They're a good team and they can challenge, but I just don't think they've got it this year. I think they need another. I think what is it? Lockie Jones? Is it Lockie Jones that plays down back for them? He's injured. Yeah, he's injured. So without him there, they find it very hard to. And they teams score against them really easily. So.
Well, look, to answer his question a little bit more, the teams in the bottom 8, so 4 to 8, I would put my money on the Doggies out of those teams just because I think they've got the best ruckman in the league. I think they do have the best midfielder in the league, and they have a very good forward line. So with Tim English and Bontempelli, if they get the players around them to lift at their level, just their enthusiasm and focus, Bulldogs could be a dark horse. It could be a dark horse.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
If Crows are out, then Johnny will be riding them home all the way.
Yeah,
go to Dogs.
He loves the Dogs. He loves the Dogs. He's a big Libba fan.
Yeah, Liberatore.
No, I just don't. I don't see it at the moment. But look, as you said, Johnny.
If you had to pick your dark horse, Chris, out of the bottom 4 to 8, who would it be then?
GWS.
As a dark horse for the flag.
Yeah, they could. They're hard to score against, man. They're one of the hardest. Well, they're the hardest team right now to score against. Yes, Collingwood's the best team, but they're easy. Once you're in the 50, they're easy to score against. We had how many shots on goal that we missed, and if they went through, there's no way they would have caught up. Now, GWS do not allow you to. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, GWS don't allow it. Like, if you saw what GWS did to you guys, I'm telling you, man, they're a dark horse. They're a dark horse, man. And Geelong. I think Geelong's another one. Geelong. Yeah, Geelong.
Anyway, moving on. So what, Essendon making finals or what?
Oh, man. After the last 2 weeks, you'd say no, eh?
I just don't know.
I'm gonna say yes just because of their run home.
All right. All right. We'll say yes, and Bulldogs yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's say yes to yes.
All right. Next game was a game that we should have watched. Me and the King of the North, but we didn't. We watched the West Coast game instead. But then you started watching it. But it was the Richmond Tigers versus the Hawks. And this one was...
What a game.
What a game. 14-12-96. The Richmond to Hawthorn 15-5-95. JJ Masters was there.
JJ Richards.
At one point...
the bin people were there.
The bin people were there. 1 point the margin.
Richard Simmons.
Now, look... Richard Simmons. We were watching the scores, and I'm like, Richmond's finished. They're like 36 points down. There's no way they're coming back.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, they're like just gaining territory, especially on the scoreboard. And I was like, far out.
Yep.
Here they come. And they win by a point. Unbelievable. Who would have thought? Richmond keeps their season alive. Guys, what do you guys think of that one?
Ivan, I couldn't believe that JJ wanted to leave the ground. And it took Chris to say, don't you dare leave the ground and stay to the end to watch your team.
That's
and
right.
If he would have left, he would have been spewing.
You stay right till the end at this siren.
You do, no matter what.
No matter what, that's what you do.
Yeah. No, it was look. I rate one of my good mates here in Melbourne is a Hawthorn supporter, and we've been to a couple of games. They've got some really good potential, and they've got some really good youngsters. And to take it to Richmond like they did, just goes to show. I believe. I know Johnny said that North Melbourne have got better talent, but I think Hawthorn are going to be heading up the table faster than North Melbourne are within within a year or two. They're going to buy well. People are going to want to go to Hawthorn instead of go to North Melbourne, and they're going to pick up some better talent than they did. But yeah, to be able to put on a performance like that against Richmond, and Richmond are no slouches. They're a good side, so they should be a top 8 side. So for them to do that and to lead by 30, but then to just go down, it just goes to show that comes down to inexperience at the end and not having those senior players there to be able to bring them home, and they've only lost by a point. So yeah, good on Hawthorn, good on Richmond for getting the win, but a mighty effort by Hawthorn that are down the bottom of the table.
The King of the North.
I agree, King. I agree. I think Hawthorn did a mighty job, and they're looking good for in years to come. I think Sam Mitchell's got them playing the right way, but as you said, they're a young team. They're gonna have their moments, and they're gonna have their downs. So that last quarter, they were just trying to save the game, and they got run over. So credit to Richmond though. Their season was on the line, and to win that game by 1 point keeps them alive. And I don't think they're really going to do much damage other than they're going to beat lower teams, but I don't think they're going to make the finals. But it was a good win. Gives their supporters hope, and I'm glad JJ Masters got to see an epic win by his club.
Yeah, exactly.
Johnny G, what do you
good on you, Chris C, for telling him to stay.
Yeah, of course. You always stay. Always stay.
Always stay. What do you reckon, Johnny?
No, I didn't watch the game. I actually listened to the last 2 minutes on the radio driving home, and that was exciting enough to sum up the game. But yeah, my prediction is still on that Richmond can win the flag. So,
wow. Oh my God, there we go. Oh my God, you're crazy, mate. You're crazy, man. But I like you, but you're crazy. Jeez.
Well, they're in the 8 now. I believe. I think they're 8th right now. I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
Who has the best? Who has the best defense at the moment? The best defense.
Well, you just said GWS.
GWS. I reckon GWS has the best defense right now.
Yep. Yeah, they're. I agree with Chris. I think they're the dark horse as well, from what I've seen of them playing.
It's going to be a great final season regardless. This is building up to be a great final.
Just gonna be good. These weekend games, like we're getting so many good games each week. It's just really good footy, isn't it?
All right, so Richmond making the finals, lads?
I don't think so. I'm not a Johnny G. I'm not a Johnny G supporter.
No, I'm going to say.
I don't think so.
They're making the finals, the Tigers. Hawthorn, I agree with King of the North. I think they're going to develop quicker than North, and they'll be up there or better. They'll improve again next year. So improving again.
Yeah, I agree. Richmond not to make finals with Hawthorn. Yeah, they'll improve definitely. So, but
what?
Ed Vogel
what's Ed's comment? What's Ed's comment saying?
He's saying, I think a good defender wins the game, but at the end of the day, great attacking team wins the flag. We've seen in the last two premiers, the winner always have a strong attacking pressure. Yeah. Look, you know, you're gonna have a bit of everything really to win a flag, and you're gonna have things have to go right for your club. Like sometimes it's a bit of luck as well. You're gonna have luck on your side. You're gonna have a lot of things go right for you to win a flag. And last year, Geelong, they timed it perfectly, and they had all the players in perfect condition. Just everything went right for them, and that's why they won the flag. And they had good players. So, yeah, to win a flag, a lot of the things have to go right. The Pies look like they're going to win the flag. Everyone's saying, but you know what, man? A few injuries, a few things go wrong, they could capitulate as well. So you just don't know, man. But
Pies are the benchmark, Ivan, aren't they? They're of course. They're just so good. So
they're really good. All right, so next game, Brisbane versus Geelong. This one was closer than I thought. 9 goals, 10, 64 to 7-11, 53. I didn't watch this game, but I heard it didn't feel like an 11-point win. It felt like a 5-goal win. I'm not sure. That's what I heard.
It was kind of a boring match, this one. I watched it. Brisbane looked like they're never going to lose this game. Geelong come back a little bit at the end. Big loss for, would you call Ashcroft a big loss? Is ACL done for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
He's had a good first year. I feel sorry for the lad too. You know, his first year heading to the finals. So he's played every game this year, and so he will not be participating in the finals, unfortunately for Brisbane. But yeah, Brisbane, man, they're plodding along, aren't they? And they're sort of going under the radar a little bit. People talking about Collingwood, people talking about Port. Not many people talking about Brisbane. And look, if Brisbane can get over the hurdle of playing well at the MCG, they could do all right this year. They do have the defense, the midfield. They got forwards. They got it all. They just need it to work well, like you mentioned, Chris. A bit of luck, for your team to go well in the final series. That's what Brisbane need. Geelong, I don't know, man. Like, they look good for a few weeks, and then, they just sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
I mean, we can play that if you want.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
So Geelong, look, I don't know. They might make the finals because they play at the Cattery and shit like that. So, But I just don't rate Geelong, man. I'm sorry, lads. I know you think he's a dark horse. For some reason, I just do not rate Geelong. And
I didn't say Geelong was going to be a dark horse. I agree with you. They're a bit average. So GT saying Geelong had 3 goals by 3/4 time.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was kind of a boring match, really.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the Collingwood Port game. It wasn't like that.
It didn't feel like a finals game. You know what I mean? It did not.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, I think Brisbane losing Ashcroft is a huge loss. I think he's been really good for them. So I'm not sure who they're going to get to replace him. But I hope
it'd probably be Lions. You know, Lions.
Yeah, I mean, look, get well. If he's listening, you never know. Get well better, champ. You'll be better next year. And sucks when a player does an ACL. But Brisbane are a team that can definitely win it this year, and they got some easy games coming up. So that if Port, as I said before, if my team doesn't start, if we don't start to play, then they could leapfrog us in the ladder. But look, Brisbane, they're still going to be top 4, and Geelong, I don't know. You're not saying you don't rate them. I don't know. I think at the category they're really hard to beat. So we'll see. I don't know. They could drop out. I don't know. I'm question mark.
They've got a word of experience, the most experienced team in the comp. You know what I mean? So
replay. Oh, they want me to replay that again, man. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Okay.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
It's Geelong. It's more the Crows, but it's just Geelong right now.
All right. So now we want to hear from the King of the North about Geelong.
The King of the North.
The King of the North. What's your take, man?
I've pretty much said. I've said since round one. That they're slow and they're old, and I still sort of believe that. I don't think they're gonna. I think they will get knocked over by the younger sides. So, let's see where they finish. Maybe 5th or 6th, or maybe a bit lower depending on how they go. But I think they'll finish 5th or 6th. And I reckon they'll struggle in the finals.
Yeah.
And Brisbane are playing good enough to be top 4.
Yeah. I'll show you. This is what Ivan. This is what Johnny G really thinks of him. I'll show you. Ready?
What are you putting up now, man?
That's what Johnny G thinks of him, man. Right there. That's what he thinks of Geelong.
Leave my Croy boys alone, man.
It's a fart. He farted. He farted.
It's been a grass stain.
It's a shot.
It's grass stain.
That was the best.
The brown grass.
Anyway, next game. Let's keep going. All right, next game. Freo versus Sydney. I mean, I was at the game on Saturday night. I wasn't watching this one. I was watching the Port game. It's 12 goals, 476.
You're at the game. You went to Perth.
No,
to the game.
No.
We're all watching your game. This game.
I was watching the Port versus Collingwood. I was at the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So 12 goals, 476 to 16 goals, 905. This was a Hess game. I didn't even want to watch the replay. Freo. I don't know what's happening with Freo, man. They're the most disappointing team this year, I think. I mean, yes, we got West Coast, we got Kangaroos, Hawthorn, but we knew what we were going to get with them, right? You knew. Freo made finals last year. They actually won a final, and they're sitting like 15th or something. So that is such a big fall from grace. It's hard to believe they were in a final last year.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a big surprise to me because if you replay to our episode 1 and our predictions, I did say Freo, no finals this year.
You did. Wait, look, at the end of the year, what we're going to do, we're going to bring back all our predictions. Now, the King of the North wasn't on the show when we first started this year, so he won't have a prediction ladder, but me and Johnny did. And we'll bring it on. So sorry, King of the North.
See, you got the closest.
Yeah, but next year the King of the North will have his own top 8. All
right. Okay.
Both teams not making finals for me. So
what went wrong for Freo? They looked pretty good at the early games. I think losing.
Yeah.
I think losing Monday, losing a lot of their. Who was the other guy? Lob, whatever. Losing a lot of these players that have a lot of games, a lot of experience. I think that's what's cost them. They're a young side, and I think that's what's it's just showing how young they are now. So
they've lost their ruckman now too, Darcy.
Yeah,
we used to me and Chris C used to live in Perth back in the day, and not so long ago, and it's very political over there, isn't it, Chris? For both of those WA teams,
it is.
And the dissension that they had with Fife and the rest of the team earlier on in the season, I reckon that's taken its toll, and that's affecting the team as well now.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I think too. Yep. 100%. 100%. So, which team has the stronger midfield connection? Which team? Oh, man. There's so many good...
Whole
comp. Strongest connection.
I think Collingwood's connection is pretty good,
They've got a sensational...
When you see Collingwood's handballing it through the middle, it looks pretty good.
I think Carlton, when they're up and about, look good, man. That when they've got Cripps, they look really good, Carlton. Look, man, even Port Adelaide, when we're up and about, we look good. Oh, man, there's so many good midfields, man. It's hard. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, every midfield, I think, it's very even. Like, the good, especially the top 10 teams or top 14 teams, every midfield can match each other. Sometimes it's just a bounce of the ball, or, sometimes just the way the ball goes is you're going to win clearances. And sometimes you win more, you know what I mean? So it just depends, man. Like, I think it's very even. It's hard to pick. The Bulldogs have got an amazing one. There's so many amazing midfields. And sometimes
Bulldogs have got a good midfield.
It's just the bounce of the ball, the way
your favourite team, Johnny.
Where the ruckman places it, how fast you can get to it. It's a lot. Like, a lot of it's luck as well. So
yeah.
A lot. The top 10 midfields in the game, or are good midfields. So it's hard to pick one. But yeah, if you're going to pick one, probably Collingwood, I guess, because they're the number one team. But
who do you think, Ed?
Anyway,
is Fremantle, Sydney making finals, or that's it? They're done.
No, done.
Oh, Sydney. They got a chance.
Dogs.
If Sydney, I'll put it here. If Sydney beat the Crows at home, they're making finals.
Lance Franklin's actually starting to play well, kicking goals.
Lance.
Lance in his pants.
Do you say pants or pants? Pants. Say pants?
Pants.
You say pants?
Yeah, pants. Oh, God. Pants in Adelaide, yeah.
GT23 goes, Freo finals, he's laughing about it. There you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Sydney could make it, I don't know. But anyway, next game, second to last one, GWS versus the Gold Coast Suns. It was GWS 15-13, 133. Winners over the Gold Coast Suns 9-63. Pretty comprehensive win by the Gold Coast.
Win.
Yeah, so...
I didn't watch this game.
I didn't watch it either. I watched a little bit of it. GWS... just were too good, man. They're too good, and they look like a team that is hungry and ready to play finals, man. They look hungry. And what I saw last week, I know we didn't talk, you weren't here last week when they beat the Crows, but they look like a team possessed, and they're gonna cause problems, man. They're gonna cause problems. They're gonna cause a lot of problems in this final series. So. I think on any given day, they can beat anyone. That's how good they are. And, it's going to be interesting. I think they're in a really good form right now. and if they can keep that form going, they're definitely going to make a dent in September. They're my dark horse. Gold Coast are just Hess at the moment. They're just, trying to figure out who they are, who's their new coach. So, but yeah, GWS, man. GWS. The GWS theme song is wild. It's wild. I love it.
Yeah, I just agree what Chris says, really. I didn't watch the game, but GWS look like they're up and about. And Gold Coast, yes, they're just trying to figure themselves out. But, yeah, look, it's interesting. I never really thought of GWS this way. And, maybe they do have a dark horse for the finals. So it just adds to more spicier final series. And if the Crows aren't in it, at least I want to see some great games in the finals. I remember last year the final series was fantastic, and if we can get the same sort of final series, that'd be even better. So,
King of the North. What do you reckon?
Yeah, no, we've watched a bit of GWS the last few weeks, and very impressive. So, they'll be top 8. They'll keep on beating some good sides, and they'll be there when the whips are cracking for sure. Suns, not so much.
The King of the North.
King of the North is wild. The King of the North is wild. But, all right, this is an interesting question. Which will happen first? Dons win the flag or Suns top 4?
Suns top 4.
Suns top 4. Yeah.
Yeah, Suns top 4. It's not easy to win a flag, my friend. Not easy at all.
No.
Taking Crows 20-something years of West Counting.
That's right. All right. So, look, I think you're saying GWS make finals and Gold Coast are not?
Yep.
Yeah, chuck them in there. Why not? I think I've picked over 8 teams going in the finals today.
All right. Look, last game of the round. St Kilda.
Just before you go.
Sorry.
What exactly is Giants' secret recipe? I reckon that all it is youth and confidence. They're a very confident side, and they rate themselves, and I think that goes a long way for them playing good footy.
And they've got a good coach. They've got a good coach, and Toby Green leads them very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, good leader. So. Definitely, man. I think, they got a good coach. What's his name? Man, he's a Port Adelaide player. Who is he? What's again? Can't remember the coach's name. He's a brand new coach. When you hear, I'm going, oh, that's right. They play like you know who they play like? They play like Richmond used to play when they were good. That chaos ball winning ball. That's how they play. So Kingsley, that's it. Yeah. So Adam Kingsley is he's from Richmond. He's learnt from there, learnt from Dimmer, and that's how they're playing. So Brooke, thank you, Brooke, for that. Thank you, GT23. Welcome, Brooke, to the chat.
And I got a rumor mill. People were saying that GWS could change their home ground and their sort of genre where they're from to Canberra.
Oh, really? No.
Canberra?
The Canberra Giants.
No way.
The Canberra Giants. Wow.
There's a rumor
the Canberra Raiders.
There's a rumor going around because every time they're playing Canberra, they sell out, and it's always a big game there. And they feel like more of the supporters of GWS are in Canberra.
Yeah, that ground in Blacktown is just in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the western suburbs in Sydney, and you're just not going to get people going out there. So that wouldn't be a bad move.
It's just a rumor.
They'd have to change their colour from orange to green though if they go to Canberra.
Wow, a green team.
Yeah.
Look, the Green Machine. They're called the Green Machine down in Canberra. Canberra Raiders.
Look, either they do that at Canberra or they change their name, get rid of the greater out of the G.
Yeah.
and call themselves Western Sydney Giants, or call themselves Parramatta. Like Western Sydney, Greater Western Sydney is so huge. No one's going to associate.
Yeah.
When there's a club, you want to associate them with something. There's nothing to associate that club with. Do you know what I mean? They're just like in the wilderness in the western suburbs. The western suburbs is huge, man. What do you think they're going to get everyone? Like they're going to have like Parramatta Eels or Canterbury Bulldogs. Like they need a hub, and they don't have that. So Canberra might be the answer, or as I said, like a Western Sydney something, or a Parramatta or something like Penrith. I don't know, whatever. They just need.
Can you believe? Can you believe this, Johnny G? That Chris C knows the rugby league team names? Can you believe this?
Like, I'm sort of confused myself. I don't know anything about rugby.
I'm very proud of him. This is sensational.
I have heard of Parramatta Eels, obviously, but I don't know where. I couldn't tell you if they were Sydney or Queensland. So
no.
You didn't even say the South Sydney Rabbitohs, Chris. Come on, say your own team.
Yeah, but that's South. That's South Sydney. I'm talking about like western suburbs.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, but no. I mean, the King of the North taught me well. He taught me about all this stuff. So, I learned
so back in the day, like there used to be a rugby league team called the Western Suburbs Magpies, and being called the Western Suburbs Giants would be even better than GWS.
Yeah, I just think that name. I just think they're going to change something, but because they're a good team, man. Yeah. They're a good team. They're a great team.
They are.
They're a great team, man. They deserve to be followed and loved. So,
yeah. You heard it first on the Footy Show. Johnny's called it.
There you go.
The Canberra Giants.
Yep.
Anyway, that's the rumour mill, Johnny G. The rumour mill. That's great.
There we go. We'll expect this every week now, Johnny. So
yeah,
it's like, I have another rumour. I do have another rumour. Luke Ryan from Hawthorn going to Luke Ryan from West Coast going to Freo.
No. Isn't Luke Ryan Freo?
No, which Ryan? No, the forward Ryan or
forward.
Who's West Coast got a forward Ryan? Is it the Indigenous player forward?
GT, who's your forward?
Ryan.
Right.
That was a good rumour, boys. Far out. You're just throwing us under the bus.
That was the worst rumour ever. Liam Ryan.
Liam Ryan going to Hawthorn.
Ah, there you go.
Ah, nice.
There you go. Liam Ryan, I think. There you go.
Liam Ryan, there you go. See, we just had to get GT.
See, I'm not all crazy.
That's it.
All right, guys. Look, one more game. Let's get through this one quickly because it was a Hess Fest. St Kilda versus North Melbourne was 9-15-69. The Kings' favourite number versus 9-7-61. Guys, North Melbourne were in front for most of the game, and St Kilda are freaking. I'm not going to say are freaking shit. And you guys are sliding out of the 8 as fast as you could go down the Magic Mountain water slides back in the 90s. All right, that's how fast you're going down. Okay, and Johnny G was all about that because we used to go down the slides all the time. So, guys, they are terrible, and they're playing bottom 4 footy at the moment. That's what they're. And they're in the 8. So,
and I also heard, just confirm whether this is right or not, but I heard in the last 2 or 3 minutes that there was a really bad umpire's call as well. Was there? Yeah, I didn't see it, but yeah, I heard that was the case too.
North Melbourne getting shafted again.
Yeah.
They're making sure they get good draft picks again for next year.
That's right, exactly.
Oh my god. Anyway,
look, I think Saints, like you said, they're dropping out of the 8, and obviously North rebuild again.
Yeah, rebuild.
Yeah. Well, St Kilda are Hess, and I think they're definitely definitely dropping out of the 8. North Melbourne, rebuild. They're they are who they are. Perfect way to tank. Larky can't carry the whole team by himself. Trying to inspire your teammates can be a big task. He's a kid. Do you reckon North should get seniors?
You just don't know. You just don't know whether anybody's going to want to go there.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
They're not attractive at the minute.
I think because you lost Horn Francis, obviously, was a big blow. You know, it's almost taken a step back a little bit. Sheeswood came in, looks good, but I think North, you need to improve next year and then take that spring beat. You know, a bit like Adelaide, slowly, gradually getting better every year.
Yeah.
You're sort of plateauing on that 17th spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've got to. Yeah, you can't. You can't be down the bottom and get good players going there.
Players won't re-sign, and then you'll probably end up losing David Juniak or something like that. You know, so
GT23 goes, take all of Hess Coast seniors if you want. Hey, look, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I will take Darling in one heartbeat. Darling is good.
Bloody oath.
Give me Darling any day. Give us him any day. Please give us him. You can take Shuey though. Take Shuey. That's Shuey. Poor GT. But anyway, guys, look, I got the ladder here. That was round 19. What round it was?
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look at the ladder. So Collingwood's on top. They're 2 games in front now. Port Adelaide are still second, clinging on. Just Brisbane Lions are coming for Port Adelaide's spot. They've got a really healthy percentage and a pretty easy game coming up. Melbourne, 4th. Western Bulldogs, 5th. St Kilda, 6th. GWS, 7th. Geelong is 8th. So they've moved up to 8th. The Blues are 9th. Well, they're 8th, but they're 9th, but percentage has let them down. Richmond are 10th. Essendon are 11th. 12th are Sydney Swans. Crows have gone to 13th. The Gold Coast Suns are 14th. Fremantle are 15th. Hawthorn are 16th. North Melbourne are 17th. And the Hess Coast Eagles 18th. Guys, do you think, right, before we carry on, do you guys think that it's really bad look for the AFL, right, when they got a team like West Coast that gets belted every week? Do you think it's unfair that, Carlton gets to play them twice a year and the percentage goes up where Port Adelaide only plays them once? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a percentage boost. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
you got to be fair with your floggings, I guess, do you?
No, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, like, it's just like far out. Like, how can you have a team that bad? You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Look, you're whinging to the choir now, man. Look, you're second in the ladder and you're crying about percentage. Just let's move on from that silly remark and let's get into round 20.
What do you mean silly remark, man? I'm just saying, like, I just think if Carlton are playing them twice, why can't we play them twice? You know what I mean?
Not everyone can play each other twice, you know what I mean?
Well,
like Crows play West Coast twice and we're still not going to get in the 8.
Yeah, true. Well, you might.
That's it.
You might. 10-year game plan. Which team has the best program at the moment? Oh, man. Probably Hawks. I think. But anyway, Rising Star, just quickly, goes to Jasper Fletcher. Is it Jasper? Rising nomination. Jasper. He plays for the Brisbane Lions. 19 disposals, 8 marks, 4 intercept. What's that? 4 possessions. Is that I don't know what that means.
That's the famous Fletcher from Essendon's son, I think.
Yeah, so he's doing well.
Good on you. Well done, Rising Star nomination.
Yeah, congratulations. And quickly, the Coleman Medal race. I thought I'd bring this up because it's getting close to the end of the year. Charlie Curnow is at 61. Can Taylor Walker, can he come back at 54? He's got 48. Nick Larkey from North Melbourne. How good is that?
7 goals. Can he get 7 goals?
I think he can. We got West Coast. At the end of the year, we got some games we can kick some goals on. So
yep. Yeah.
Toby Green, 44. Joe Danaher, 43. Cameron, 41. As you can see the list there, guys. Yeah, it's going to be interesting run home. But I think Charlie Curnow will win it. What do you guys reckon?
Probably he will win it, but I'm hoping for Taylor Walker. So come on, Tex.
I'm surprised. Nick Larkey, man, 48. He's had a good year.
Yeah, surprising. The shit team.
Yeah, I mean Jeremy Finlayson's our top with 33, so we haven't got. But yeah, crazy.
There we go.
There you go, guys. And before we do our tipping, guys, we'll do the tipping comp. Jimbo Limbo third. Captain Benjamin still up there. Jimbo's third. Dougie is fifth. GT23 is sixth. KP's gone to seventh. The Jazzman's 10th. Front Bum's 14th. Wogjam, who's me, is 18th. I've dropped a bit. I was 15th at one point. King of the North, I'm ahead of you. You're 19th. Fahad FC's at 21. And Team Thos, 22. He came up a bit.
22. Far out. I'm in front of Team Thos. Wow.
I've been at the bottom all year. This goes.
Mate, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah,
you know it's bad when you lose for the first game on a Friday night. It's done, and then you know the rest of the weekend's going to be fantastic. So
that's right. All right, guys. Look, Brooke goes exactly played multiple teams twice before we even played GWS. I know it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't like the fixture. Do not like it.
Take it easy. Anyway. Take it easy, Brooke. Take it easy, Chris.
Take it easy. Second on the ladder, man.
I don't like the fixture, man. I don't like
exactly.
it. Do you like the fixture? You reckon we haven't played GWS at all this year, but we played Collingwood twice already?
Here's the smallest violin in the world for you. There we go.
Crows had to play.
It's a stupid fixture. I don't care what anyone says. It's a stupid fixture. It's stupid. That's it. That's what I'm saying about that.
Grinds my gears.
All right, first game, round 20. Pies versus Blues. Jeez, what a game. This one's going to be
Pies.
Well, how much?
30.
Oh. Geez, that's a kick in the guts, Johnny G. Far out, 30.
I think Carlton got some big injuries. I think Walsh and Silvani are done. And
I don't think that's a good. I don't think that goes well. That doesn't go well for us either. So
I think there's someone else. I think there's someone else missing as well. But yeah, I think
Harry's still out. We're not We're not going great.
Yeah, I think the Pies. It'll be a good game for a while, but I think Pies will kick away at the end.
Yeah, I reckon Pies by about. I think it's a bit closer than 30. I reckon like 15, 20, maybe. So.
Yeah. I want to get the W on my tipping, so I'm going to say the Pies, but I'm hoping Carlton put up a good fight.
But I will be tipping Carlton in my tips, so I'm just saying.
Will you? You just want to stay on the bottom with me, don't you?
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. Next one. Cats versus Dockers on Saturday, Arvo. It's at the Cattery.
The Cats get 2 home games in a row. Jesus.
Yeah.
They just get home games every week, Nelly.
Yeah, the Cats for me, guys. Cats.
They're like North Melbourne.
Geelong win this one pretty easily, man.
Cats by plenty.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. All right, next one. This is going to be a good game, I think, and probably one of the games of the round. So the Bulldogs versus the GWS Giants. Who wins this one, guys? It played at Marvel. I think Marvel. Is it Marvel, Goffey?
Could be.
I'm going to go GWS. I reckon on a roll.
Maybe I should try and crack a ticket to that one.
Yeah, that'd be a good game. That'd be a very good game. I reckon Giants.
It would be a good game.
Giants for me. They're on a roll.
Giants for me as well.
I'm trying to see where it is. It's it's at Ballarat.
Oh,
Ballarat, Mars Stadium. Ed's staying.
Yeah,
it's that Bulldogs like it. I'll still go GWS. Fuck it.
Bulldogs in trouble up in Ballarat. That's for sure.
I'm going GWS. I think they're on a roll. but Mars Stadium does put the Dogs in their favour because they play well there. So, yeah, I don't know. All right, I reckon Giants for me. Giants. Yep.
Okay.
All right, next game: Suns versus the Lions.
Gotta go to Lions now.
Yeah, it's at
the Lions. The Lions will kill them.
It's at Heritage. It's at Heritage Bank Stadium in Gold Coast, the Gold Coast Stadium. So I'm going.
Harry Bank Stadium. Did you say?
No, Heritage Bank. Heritage Bank.
Oh, Heritage Bank.
It's one hairy stadium. That's what it is.
It is.
Everywhere. Yeah, I think Lions by a lot.
Yeah, Lions.
Yeah.
Big
Lions.
upset. It'd be a big upset if Suns were to win that one. Bombers versus the Swannies.
Ooh.
Where's this played?
Marvel?
I'll tell you. Hold on. This one's at Marvel.
I'm
I'm
going to say Sydney Swans play all right at Marvel, so I'm going to tip Sydney away.
Yeah, I'm going Sydney.
I think Bombers will bounce back. Have to bounce back. So going Bombers.
They have to.
Yeah. Bombers. All right, next one.
Bombers.
This is the game that we are all waiting for, guys. This is the game. The Crows versus Port Adelaide. It is going to be epic. Port needs to win. Crows need to win.
Just before we tip, are we doing a scarf bet?
Oh, my God.
I think you should. I think it's mandatory.
Might as well.
Scarf bet's all right. Scarf
bet. So if Port win, Johnny puts the Port scarf on again. If the Crows win, I do it again too. Put the Crow scarf on. So and that'll be next week, guys. Probably Tuesday next week. So yeah. Look, you got to back our teams, don't we, Johnny? We have to back our teams.
Yeah, I'm tipping Crows, obviously.
Port Adelaide. I hope we win. It's going to be a tough game.
King in the North is the deciding factor on it.
Come on, King. Where are you going to go?
I'm tipping Port.
I thought you were secretly a Crom. You know what I mean?
What? Oh my God!
Since you started calling them Croms, you've lost me. So.
All right. How much Port's going to win by? I've got 11 points for some reason. 11 points, I think.
19 points.
Crows beating us by what do you think?
Magic 7.
All right. So it's pretty close. It's going to be a killer game, man. We'll be live doing that watch along, guys. So make sure you guys tune in. Hawks versus the Saints. Oh, I think Hawks.
I'm Hawks, man.
Hawks versus the Saints. Yeah, I think the Hawks as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I'll be live gaming over tomorrow. What? Anyway.
Over tomorrow or tomorrow?
Who's that?
KP.
I thought you were doing the EPL game. EPL thing. All right, next. Hawks versus Saints. Yeah, Hawks for me. I'm going Hawks. You going to go Hawks?
Yep.
Yeah, Hawks.
Yeah. All right, next one. Tigers versus Melbourne.
The day after tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
Tigers versus...
I'm going Tigers for an upset here. I'm going Tigers for an upset.
No, I'm going D's.
Tigers versus who?
Melbourne.
Tigers versus Melbourne at the MCG?
Yes, MCG.
Yeah.
That's going to be a bit of a blockbuster at the MCG. I'm going to go Richmond.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go Richmond. King of North Wild. Go to Tigers.
I'm going Melbourne. And the last game.
Going to the grand final. You're going to the grand final, Johnny G.
Oh my God! The last game of the round is the most anticipated game of the round. I think this one's going to be the game of not the game of the round, but one that you want to watch because they're both Hess, and you want to see what Hess is going to win. You know what I mean? So it's the Eagles versus North Melbourne.
I was wondering who you're going to say. They're not the most anticipated game. Who else is left, man?
Eagles versus the Roos. Confusion everywhere.
Is this in West Coast's ground?
This is at Marble.
No, it's not. It's in the West.
Oh, is it in the West?
Yes.
I reckon West Coast get up here. I reckon actually West Coast get a win.
It's in the West.
They've been playing really well. Well, decent at West Coast. Not really well. They've been playing decent at West Coast.
Oh my God! I think North Melbourne. I just don't think. I think they look not bad against St Kilda, and I think they're going to win. I'll tip the Eagles. Jeez. Is this the first time anyone's tipping the Eagles?
No, I think I've tipped them twice this year. I reckon.
Oh my God! Okay, Eagles. KP's wild. Yeah. I'll tip the Eagles. There you go. KP's wild.
But I'm tipping Eagles too.
I've been shameful. Oh, I can't read.
I think I'm going to go. I want to stay with Johnny down the bottom, so I'm going to tip the Eagles as well.
Yes, kicking it off.
I can't see the bloody the chat what he said because that thing's in the way.
It's been shameful how the Eagles have performed.
Oh, that's what he said. Okay, yeah.
You're not tipping them, GT. Come on, we're getting on the train. We're getting on the West Coast choo-choo train.
Are they the worst AFL team to have in a season?
Well, they're not the best. Not the best. Not the best.
No.
But look, guys, that is us, guys. That is the show, and it's been a great show, guys. I've really enjoyed.
It has been. Thanks for everybody being in the chat as well. It's been fantastic in the chat.
I've really enjoyed it, guys.
Come on, the Crom. Come on, the Crom.
Come on, Port Adelaide. We need to win this one. Gonna smash those Crommy Malakas.
Just to upset Port Adelaide. That's all I want. To beat Port twice in a year will be all right.
It'll be the best.
I just hope this guy. I see this guy after the game. Because he's going to be going.
Absolutely, the Crows were robbed. Right in front of me.
I just want to see this guy.
Can you leave Dan alone? You've just named and shamed him, man.
Jeez, guys, look, before you two go,
just remember, guys, we got the EPL show on tomorrow night. We got KP's gaming on Wednesday night. It's all happening. Watch along.
Yeah,
we're going nuts.
We might be doing.
Buy some freaking merch.
Wait, I gotta find the merch fucking thing.
HFD get the merch up there as well. God.
I still need to buy some merch, but buy some merch.
HFDmerch.myspreadshop.com.au, guys. Make sure you check it out. Helps us out. Helps the company. Helps the channel out, guys.
Helps the company. Wow. He's a corporate man. He's a corporate guy.
I'm a corporate guy.
Male guy.
My guys, Ed, GT23, Ivan, KP, Brooke, everyone in the chat, thank you so much for being part of the HFD family. I know Dan was here before, so thank you, Dan. He was giving me some crap before. But guys, it's going to be an awesome round 20. I can't wait. Go the power! Go the power!
Come on, the Crom.
Good luck.
Go the Blues.
Good luck to the King of the North with his Blues against the Pies.
The King of the North!
And guys, if you're brand new to the show, make sure you like, share, subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Stay hunky.
Stay hunky.
Bye, guys.